Good afternoon.
Hello, everybody.
It's Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday with the dynamic duo.
We're here. We're back.
We're back. What are we going to talk about?
Chipboard.
What?
Chipboard. What can you do with chipboard?
I'm making myself sound surprised, but I'm really not.
We're just, yeah, I hope you're not surprised.
Can you imagine? What?
What are we going to do? Not prepared. No, we are prepared. We are here today. It's Wednesday, the dynamic duo, Nancy, myself, Heather. We are talking about chipboard, specifically our selection of Southern Ridge Trading Company chipboard and the Minte chippies. So both chipboard concepts and what you can do with that. So that's what we're going to work on today. Talk about some ideas, answer some questions, hopefully, do some demonstration. And yeah, so anyways, we're just making sure we're all good. Somebody say hello. Let us know you're here.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for being here. Hello to everybody on the replay as well. If you missed this live, of course, you can find it here on the main page. You can also find this and our previous Dynamic Duo demonstrations on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
So if you didn't know that, we have a YouTube channel. And all of our previous demonstrations, as well as Julia's Monday night live demonstrations, are all on there.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great library of amazing content. So go follow and check that out.
Highly agree. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello,
Hello.
Rhonda, Carolyn,
good.
Megan.
We
got
are there.
Duo
Thanks,
Dynamites.
Whoa,
Woohoo.
I like that.
Dynamic Duo. No, I
Dynamites.
don't know. I'd have to be able to say it.
Right? Not fast.
That's part of the problem.
I'm going to have to talk to Nancy. I actually have 2 ideas about what to do in 2 weeks' time. But if you have suggestions at any time you'd like to see us talk about, demonstrate, just add them in the comments here or send an email to support@paperandinkboutique.com.
Absolutely.
We're always looking for ideas.
Always looking for ideas.
Even if we've done it before, maybe we have a new spin on it or something.
New product, new spin, new technique.
For
You never
sure.
know. Sometimes I like to see something more than once. So reminders are good.
My brain's getting a little bit older, so more than once is generally a really good thing too, right?
All right. So I think I'm ready to get going.
I think,
if
yeah.
you want to show the things.
What's our deal?
Oh, the deal.
We have a deal. Of course, we have a deal to go along with the demonstration.
Yeah.
So it is 25% off the Southern Ridge Trading Company chipboard selection. Ooh. You can find everything, of course, online and in store. The deal is on today and tomorrow. It's also 25% off the Minte chippies. Also includes, we have a couple of the Minte chipboard albums still left in stock, 2 different designs. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit today too, what this means. So,
You betcha.
anyways, 25% off today and tomorrow.
Awesome.
Okay. Ask questions along the way, everybody. Thank
I'll
you
be
so much for being
watching.
here. And Brianna's just going to flip the camera for us. Brianna's going to get a good view here for us. Hi, everybody. Molds would be great. Oh, I just saw a comment.
Molds.
Huh, interesting.
Nice.
Nancy's really good with the molds and stuff, too.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with the molds. We could do a mold.
Yep.
Do molds.
I'm familiar with what to do with chipboard. Looking forward to today. Great.
Do you know what I think brought chipboard into the crafting, scrapbooking world?
What?
I'm not sure. Like, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with dimension, because I think people started before foam tape existed. I think they used chipboard and glued it on either side
to give dimension
to do
on
the
your
double
projects.
side, and then it turned into a feature element when they figured out they could do all these things with it.
Huh,
Do
cool.
I know this for sure? No.
Good theory.
I like it.
I like your theory.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
You're amazing.
Don't breathe on the stand. We don't want it to move, but I think it's good, Brianna. It looks fabulous.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We always do, right?
So this board we keep in the store all the time.
Hi, everybody.
Obviously, it says what to do with chipboard. So this was prepared for us by Southern Ridge. So it's on chipboard, and then each letter has a different representation of something you can do with chipboard. So we've got washi tape, heat embossing, molding paste, embossing folders. Yes, you can put it through on your embossing folders. Pencil, crayons. I mean, the list is endless, obviously.
You think of it as a blank slate, really. Whatever you could do on your cardstock, you can do on your chipboard.
Yeah.
It is, it's just, chipboard is a very lightweight material. It adds great dimension without adding bulk.
Yeah.
It's not heavy, so you can mail it, put it on your scrapbook pages, in
You
your
betcha.
art journal.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think whatever you can do with your cardstock, you can do on your chipboard.
Megan heard me say dementia, not
Dementia.
dimension. No, dimension. I haven't forgotten about it yet.
Good catch. Funny. So this is a great board of ideas. Take a picture of it when you're in the store too.
You
know,
betcha.
Sparks your creativity, your creative juices. Be like, oh yeah, right. I can stamp on it. I'm
Yep.
gonna paint it. I can spray it.
You betcha.
And then of course we also sell just. It's not on sale this week, but just so you know, we do sell 12 by 12 sheets of chipboard.
Which is excellent.
If you're a bookmaker, that's
Yeah.
what everybody buys too.
Yeah.
Great to cut down to size.
Yeah.
You can start with that and go from there. You can, if you've got like the old big steel ruled dies, they will cut through the chipboard. It's just so many ideas. So
And then the other thing to show too is what I started talking about this for paper, but if you actually look, to build the dimension here, it is pieces of chipboard glued with gloss gel or art glitter glue. So that's how the dimension is often built up on these 3D pieces.
Oh, it's a good thing to mention, Nancy.
Yeah, so I keep a little bin of all my scraps as well.
See, you can see that in behind there. That's just pieces of the chipboard.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so then you can like have a 2 level, a 1 level, a 4 level, however
Yeah.
many you want really.
Yeah, great idea. And because it's such a lightweight material, you're not adding weight
ton
to
of weight,
anything.
yeah.
So we just brought up a couple of the items we have available for purchase. So, like I said again, Southern Ridge Trading Company, but you will find it listed under this week's Dynamic Duo
Demo
deal. So everything we currently have on hand will be listed in there. But words like this, I mean, be beautiful. I've done this. I used this word before on a palette project.
You betcha.
It was painted. I've embossed it, which we will discuss today. But great title for a scrapbook page. Little bits like this. There'd be butterflies. You just use your paper snips, take them off, and then do all your magic to them. That one's so cute. What's this one called? Be my friend.
Be my friend.
Be my friend. This one, I'm actually going to be using the smaller version of this one today. This is the Full Moon Large. So it's actually 2 pieces, so you get that overlay effect.
Nice.
Love this. If you're doing any sort of fall, Halloween cards,
Harvest Moon.
this is a very cool one. Again, something like this, you get a lot of variety on it. You could just easily snip this off with your
Yep.
scissors. Do whatever you want on there. This, I love this one too. This is Feathers Assorted. Nancy loves this one.
I don't think this one gets enough love. Look at this.
It doesn't.
Look at this. I can color and
Flower
build
stack.
up all these little flowers in all sorts of different ways however I want.
Yeah.
I could decoupage some book paper on one,
Yes.
and then color with stencil butter another, and then just kind of play around and put them all together when I'm done.
So smart.
Yeah.
This is another butterfly set too. This one's really cute.
Gotta love a butterfly.
Mix. You gotta love a butterfly.
In your journals, these are great for focal points for your art journals.
They
You
are
get,
for
you
sure.
love, like me, I love doing my backgrounds, and I get to the end and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
Now I got it.
what?
Now what? Well, a word and a butterfly. Boom.
See a word and a butterfly, that'd be perfect.
Yep.
This is a great little word set. Empower, radiate, sparkle, shine, glow. Like on a really meaningful journal page.
Absolutely.
Or a beautiful layout of your beautiful self.
Yes, you.
Right?
You.
That'd be a great
Absolutely.
one. So that's word, radiate word mix.
Yep.
And then, of course, we do have some snowflakes still in stock, too.
So I have a small trick I want to share really quickly. So I have left them like this.
Like
Uh,
attached.
Yes. And then stenciled them. Used them as a stencil. And then taken them apart.
That's smart, too.
Yeah.
Love the idea. Or if you want, if you know you're going to do them all the same color, you're going to add sparkle and shine to them, leave them like this,
And then cut them out.
and then cut them out, like do all your work to it while it's still
Way
connected.
easier to work
if you're
with.
doing it all the same
Yep.
method, for sure, that's an option, too.
Yep.
What else you got there, Nancy?
Well, I grabbed the Minty Chippies because that's mostly what I'm going to be working with. And they come in these sheets. So I'll talk a little bit more about them. But I didn't grab them all. We have a lot. I just grabbed a few just to show. But I mean, there's Summertime. Pirate Bay with the bird.
And like, look at all the elements you get on there.
Yeah.
It's full. $7.95 regular price.
Yeah. This one I thought was cool with the sports. We're always getting questions. Do you have hockey? Do you have anything sporty? Well, look at that. Volleyball.
Full.
Yep. I think you're working with this one.
I'm going to work with this one today.
This is absolutely gorgeous.
Look at all the mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Everybody with their mushroom fix.
And then, of course, Christmas.
You're
Christmas
working
is
with one of
coming. I'm
these.
working with this one, Ornaments 2. So that one, but there's a couple of different options. There must have been an Ornaments 1. I don't know if we have it. I can't remember.
Anyways, so go. You can find it all on the deal online for sure. And then I'm just going to show these really quick too. These are the 6x8 chippy albums. Okay, so Minte comes out with these seasonally. We did have the fall one. It has sold out, but we do have these ones left in stock. If you're looking for more inspiration on them, you of course can go follow Minte. They have tons of ideas on how to decorate them, assemble them, and so on. I did create using the fall one. A lot of you saw this in store and bought it just to recreate it, to capture some fall memories. This was created using one of the 6x8 chippy albums. So you could still purchase one of these and put together a winter or Christmas one. Just very easy. So it's just paper and chipboard. And then what I wanted to showcase in here was some of the words. This is just chipboard. And it's inked, maybe some Wink Stella or some glitter spray. That's it.
Thanks, Glenda. She did do an amazing job of it.
Oh, thank you. This frame, see the leaves there? That's chippies. It's very simple, easy. You don't need anything special to adhere it either because it's so light. I just use glue. Same thing, just inked. A little bit of shine on there, inked in a few colors. Easy.
The craft color of the chipboard really lends itself well to the fall project, doesn't it?
Oh, it's perfect for
Yeah.
fall. It's perfect for fall. So again, that's just a chipboard album. Chippy. So that's exactly what these are, just different themes, but you can decorate it with whatever you want. Okay?
Super.
Yeah. So there you go. That's in store to see too. So on to the demonstration.
Sounds good. So obviously I did show you just a second ago this, but I did a little prep work because I didn't think you guys needed to watch me do all of what I needed to do. But I did want to show that when you get your sheet of chippies from Minte, and even some of the Southern Ridge, so lots of Southern Ridge is, oh thank you, I needed that. Lots of Southern Ridge is pre-cut and off we go, right? Which is super cool, but sometimes they come and you need to separate them. So get yourself a nice sharp craft blade, and particularly with these chippies, just you take a close look, you can see where they've kind of, there's a little attachment point. All I need to do is come in with my knife and just give it a little nick, and then there's 3 here, sorry I missed one, and then they will just fall away from the paper, okay, from the backing. So sometimes, you know, if I'm feeling uninspired, I might just go and separate some chippies and maybe 49 and Market laser cuts. But my point to this is I want you to get out your blade. I think it can be very tempting just to kind of push and punch. I think you may end up, especially with some of the more delicate ones, and I even did it earlier myself. This snowflake one just needs a little bit of help to get out so that you don't rip it. The other thing that I do is, particularly with more detailed ones, is I think about, instead of, I know this sounds weird, and maybe you're going to think I've lost my brains, but I think it's a good tip. I think about it as, rather than thinking about it as removing the snowflake from the background, I think about it as removing the background from the snowflake. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, what the hell? What's she talking about? Well, if I go like this, and then sort of pull, like on particularly more detailed elements, and then pull this away, I am less likely, I'm not pulling on the snowflake, right? So now I'm less likely to rip it if I kind of think about removing the background from the snowflake. Okay, yeah, I know. It works for me. If that makes no sense, and it's still whatever you do is working for you,
then you
just
do
ignore
you.
this part.
You do you.
But anyway, there, see? Easy peasy. So it can be handy to do a whole sheet of these babies. And I thought that I would actually go ahead.
Sorry, I lost something. So
What are you looking for?
I had a card sample ready to go, and now, of course, I can't find it. That's okay.
Well,
Carry on, Nancy.
we do these things.
I know.
We get all ready, and then what did we do? How? What? Okay. So, to be perfectly honest, I do not have a finished project to show you today.
But it's all about the demonstrations. We're going to show them what
So
to
I'm
do.
going to show you how I am going to make some of these cool minty chippies into a Christmas ornament. Now, there are obviously already Christmas ornaments. I mean, who says I can't put that on my tree as is, just cut out? It looks cool. But maybe I want to make a Christmas ornament for the front of a card. Or the other thing that I might like to do, and some of our instructors are doing this a little bit more in their take and makes. I know Cassandra did one where she has the card and then you get an ATC card. I know that, hi.
Hi, I heard my name.
So there's that. There's also, I happen to know there's a take and make coming from Nancy MN, where she actually, the card front has an ornament that you remove and put on your tree to keep. So yeah, so scoffing ideas from my team. But anyway, the point is you could make these, put them on a card, give them away, and there's a little gift sort of payoff there. So what I wanted to do is see how I could jazz these up, make them a little extra rather than just having them be on the tree. So I grabbed this sheet of the Minte decorative vellum doilies. Here they are. Okay, this is not part of the sale, but still awesome. And I went ahead and I fussy cut out myself a stack of these. And they do look beautiful. Like, I didn't spend a ton of time fussy cutting these, and they look like ready to roll.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, so ready. So I just thought, okay, so how can I make this a craft? Because I can't just sit down and leave things alone. I'm a crafter. So what can I do? I'm just going to pop this to the side for a second, and I'm going to take, I decided to try stencil butter. I was looking at our stencil butters yesterday, and I love these sort of cold, wintry colors that come in our stencil butter right now. And then I decided to work in, so we don't have this particular packaging, but we do have the rock candy glitter in stock. So I'm going to show that, just how to elevate these to a whole new level and make something hopefully cool for a friend. So when I don't know where I'm going, I like to kind of maybe do a few at once. So let's do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick one. Let's see, what would look good? So my plan, here's my ultimate plan. I'm going to have this behind, and then one. So on my tree, I'm going to assume that it's going to want to turn around on me. So why not decorate both sides? Let's see. So I'll have one there, the vellum in the middle, and then one on the back, like that. So if it were to turn, you've got something to see on both sides. And I'm also going to use this Spellbinders, what's it, Vivant? I can't remember the name of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those,
So
those rolls of string.
Yeah, so this, it's thread, but it's thick enough thread. This will hold up over years in your ornament box.
Yes.
So that's what you want. You're looking for something that's a little bit more strong. So then after that, I've got all these little bits that came with the chippies, so I can maybe layer those in. We'll see. We'll see where this goes. Like I said, I haven't made a huge big plan, but I've got Pearl White, Sea Glass, and Stormy. Which one should I use?
Oh, this.
Okay. So I'm going to treat this like paint. So stencil butter, obviously our first thought is to use a palette knife and put it through a stencil. Now, remember I said that sometimes I use my chipboard as a stencil? If I had something I wanted this stencil-y background, I could totally do that while I am making this, but I'm not going to right now. Sorry, I'm just looking for... Found it. It was camouflage. I'm on a little palette knife. I'm just going to take a little bit out and put it on my surface and then just use it as paint. So why do I take it out of the jar, you ask? Because I don't like contaminating my jars. And I also like to have a little bit of control over myself and how much I use. So I will I would divvy mine out onto a palette or this Teflon mat. So I'm just going to go ahead and just cover. Just use the stencil butter like paint. If I'm starting to run out, I can always pick it up and just pick up some more because it's there. So there's a second step that I want to do with this, with the glitter, but because it's stencil butter dries quickly, but not super quickly. So I'm just going to set this just to the side and get this one done, and then I'll do the next step all at once.
See that, everybody, how Nancy is showing that stencil butter is not just for like a thick layer through a stencil or your traditional ways. It also makes a beautiful paint, essentially.
Yep. Running low. I need a little bit more.
Okay, Nancy, did you talk about this? Because I know I'm about to talk about it with my demonstration too. Megan says, does it sit on top or get absorbed by the chipboard? And or you don't have to coat the chipboard with anything first?
I did not talk about that.
Okay, so chipboard, whether it's
absorby.
Yes, the standard chipboard or the balsam wood, which is the chippies, they act the same way. They're both very porous.
Yeah.
So depending on what you're doing with it, if it's a sheer shimmer spray or a distressed glaze, those kind of things that could be a little more transparent, it is recommended that you prime your surface first, hence using a little bit of gesso maybe, like your sealer, something to give you a nice base so that the rest of your mediums don't get lost or, sucked up into that chipboard.
Yeah.
So it just depends. The stencil butter is a very thick consistency, paste, dries really fast, has a good heavy coat, like what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah. So it will sink in a little bit, but it will also quickly form a barrier, so more layers will just sit on top.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm going to show that. Actually, I am using a bit of gesso in my demonstration to kind of create that seal for my chipboard to add the next step onto it. So very good question.
Super. So my stencil butter isn't dry yet. So I'm going to add a fun layer of glitter. So I have choices. You can use yourself a glitter duster.
Oh, I love this. This is good for coming into the,
Right? So basically I've got my rock candy glitter, my big, ginormous, better...
No, these are not available anymore.
No,
but
we
you
do
can
have
use
this.
regular glitter, yes.
And we have rock candy glitter, we just don't have this limited edition package.
Yeah.
So I just put that in my
Glitter
and
duster.
What? Nobody needs this much glitter. I'm just going to
No,
say.
you do not need much glitter.
So you just use your duster, and it just gives a fine little poof of glitter. Or let's not very well. So I'm going to try something else. So let's just say.
Why is it not working?
I don't know. It is, but it isn't. See, I'm getting some.
Anyways, okay.
Let's just say your glitter duster decides not to work, especially in a demo, and
Right.
and you don't have one. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of glitter with a mop brush and just kind of finely let it rain down
Oh, that's nice.
over my stencil butter.
And if it starts to dry fast on you, she could always just add another layer of the stencil butter,
I could.
or even mist it with water.
Yep. And just let that. Now, if I wanted it to be a thick coat, let's say I'm looking at that. That's subtle. That's just a little bit of glitter. I like a little bit of glitter. If I wanted more, I could put a layer of matte medium.
We don't have enough problem, or we don't have enough of these in stock to do it worse. They're just talking about how we can use it.
Whoop! Flying glitter. Okay. So I would let that dry. And I'm going to clean as I go so that Heather doesn't get messed up by my stencil butter. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little bit. I don't need a ton of this. I'm going to grab. Apparently my depth perception's off. There we go. Depth perception. Who needs that? So now I'm just going to grab a little bit of art glitter glue, one of my doilies, and I'll go ahead and place. I don't need a ton of glue. I just need a little bit. This is doilies. The doilies and the vellum are very light. They don't need a ton of glue. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that there. Give that half a second to.
Such a good idea, Nancy.
Thanks. And
Very
then
pretty.
I can, once I have this dry, I will glue that one there. And then I will feed
Feed your string into it.
string into the top. And I will have a lovely little ornament.
That's so pretty.
So probably while Heather's demoing, I'll continue to muck around with this a little bit and have a nice finished project for you to see. But I'm sure you've got something to show the people.
I have a couple of little ideas.
Awesome.
But when you're looking at, for example, like the Minte chippies, please follow Minte on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook. The ideas are endless too. Like always, we just show just a little bit and then encourage you to, dig a little deeper and see what else you can find because, we all will get inspired somewhere, right?
You betcha.
And there is so much you can do with all your supplies, so you just have to find the information. Okay, so I think I cleaned that up. Yes, if you watch us, you know that's a thing I do, right? That's why I don't want to transfer that beautiful stencil butter onto this.
No, you don't.
Because
You
I'm
need to
doing a
tidy.
whole other thing,
Right?
right?
You don't need stencil butter.
Okay, so what am I going to do with this? So I have this beautiful butterfly. So again, I believe we still have this. This is Zen Butterfly. And I am going to prime my surface. So like Megan was asking ahead, do we need to seal it? Because it is a porous product. It is porous. It's like cardstock. It's a porous product. So I'm just going to use, and because it's porous, whatever you put on top of it will dry pretty fast as well. I'm just going to use a little bit of white gesso. You could use whatever you want. And just quickly, because I'm doing a thin layer, it will dry very fast. If you did clear, then of course you'd a clear gesso, you would get that craft color still showing through. But I'm actually going to add some Lindy's Magicals over this for some.
You're using Lindy?
Yeah, I've been using them a lot
I
lately.
love my Lindy's.
Me too. So just quickly, one of my favorite things to do, which I will demonstrate as well, is using embossing powder on my chipboard. That's probably my very favorite thing to do. I'm just taking a bit at a time. I don't want to waste it, and I don't need a whole ton. So. Which one are you looking for, Brianna? Oh. Okay, so there's my layer of gesso. perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. It's handmade.
Handmade.
So the chipboard, you know, the elements, the words, numbers, the images, whatever, they are lovely on your scrapbook pages. Because it's no different than using some cardstock or ephemera with a bit of foam adhesive. Really, because it gives you, it's really lightweight and it's not thick at all. So it makes for great embellishments on your scrapbook pages. Or the front of a card, lovely. Okay, I'm going to close that up. That will dry very, very fast. Okay, and then it's ready. I can emboss over this. I can paint over this. I can use my sprays over this. Whatever I want. But let's try something fun with another supply that I think a lot of us have in our stash and is not used as often as it should.
Accidentally ignore.
Accidentally ignore, yeah. I'm going to pull out, I carry a lot of my Lindy's Magicals in one of my Totally Tiffany little bags here. I'm just giving it a quick dry. Gesso dries very fast. Chipboard is very porous. It will dry fast. Okay, so you can see that. It's just a really thin layer of gesso on there. That's it. And because I am using Magicals, it's going to be a water-based product. I didn't want it all to get sucked into the chipboard, hence the reason I'm using the gesso.
Yeah, you'd lose the vibrancy and
Yep.
the color, and
That's it. It would be bad. Exactly. Don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to pick a couple fun colors, Magicals. If you don't own these, oh my word, follow them as well. The ideas are fabulous. The colors, they're so fun. They are so fun. And we're going to just do a quick little bit of painting. Okay, so some of them come in shakers. Some come in little pots. Just take a little bit out. Really, a little goes a long ways. I'm just going to mix it into this little, I probably don't even need that much. Okay, there. These are a great investment, honestly, because they last forever. Your hands will get a little bit stained, though. That's one thing about this stuff. I definitely get inky hands when I play with this. And I just chose 3 really pretty coordinating colors. Okay, because I'm wiping that with a wet wipe. Of course, I'm picking up the color because water activates the powders. Okay, so now I've got Pretty Magicals, Lindy's Magicals in my little palette there. And now you're asking, how am I going to work with that? Well, it's easy.
Let me
show you. So I could pick it up with a water brush or a wet paintbrush, but I'm actually just going to create little colors by adding a little bit of water into my, see, beautiful, look at that. It's just the powders with the water. Easy. Okay, and then I'm going to mix it up. And it would be more diluted the more water you add. I want it pretty bold, so I'm just leaving it like that. And that's all I'm going to do. My chipboard is dry. That layer of gesso is on there. And now I'm just going to paint. Paint my chipboard, because why not? And it's totally customizable. I could make it all the same color. Why would I do that?
Why?
When I can...
Why would she do that?
Right. Crazy. I should have a little water cup here, but of course I didn't think to grab that.
Me neither, and I think I need one too.
Oops. Oops. We make do. Okay. Now I'll mix up this beautiful color here.
Just a better press.
I'm just going to drag it in and pull some of that color out. So I'm just painting it. I'm painting on the chipboard. Easy,
That is amazing.
right? So if I wouldn't have sealed it with that gesso first, these colors would not be near as vibrant either.
But you also wouldn't get the mixing because it would just suck into the
Exactly.
chipboard.
Crud. Yeah. Crud. Okay, crud. And that's it. You know, and chipboard, it's not expensive either. So it's a great addition to your stash and just to try. And honestly, when this dries, if I hate it, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to paint over it. And I could start again.
Absolutely.
I could even paint it a dark color, just use acrylic paint and a sponge. I could go over it, and then from there, I could gold emboss it. It's not wasted. And I've done that before.
Yeah, that didn't work. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't get the colors I wanted. Okay. I'm not tossing it. I'm going to try something else. So it's just painted.
I love that.
Me too. Add a little bit more pink to the center. And then of course the colors, I could let it dry in between and build up the colors. What's happening right now is I'm getting a color blend because of course it's wet, right? Because there's water in there. And it's not drying really fast because I've already sealed the base.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let's just add a little bit of green just because.
Do it.
Let's just finish this off. And then I'm going to show you some heat embossing on my chippies because like I said, that's probably my very favorite way to use chipboard is to heat emboss on it. Okay, I'll finish this side off. You got to see it kind of finished. And the one I did work on a sample last night. Apparently it's still on my craft desk, so that I'm going to just have to finish and post. I'm going to post it in the inspiration group. So if you're watching this and you are not a member of our paper and inspiration group, go join.
That sounds more like a Nancy thing to do than a Heather thing to do.
What, this?
Leaving things on your desk when you want to show them.
Unbelievable. That's what was looking for like 20 minutes. All right, painted. Lindy's Magicals.
Love.
I will complete this. I'm going to add it to a card and I will post it because it's really starting to look quite pretty.
I love it.
Okay, so there's one way, or another way. Nancy already showed a beautiful way, and I see a finished project here.
Yeah,
that
I
Nancy
decided
has
while
done.
Heather was working, I finished it off. So really quick project. Maybe you have a young person in your life and you want to just get together and do some crafts in an afternoon. Mintate chippies, some vellum, glue, and paint, and you've got some sweet.
What a fabulous
Yeah.
idea, Nancy.
The other thing I could have done, I decided not to, but is I could have added some more sparkles. I mean, bling for everything as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
bling it up.
Bling it up. Bling it
So
up.
sparkly.
Yep.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna dip back into this. I really don't want to contaminate this album. Now that I have Lindy's Magicals all over my fingers.
Well,
right?
yeah, how many times have we done it and learned?
Yeah, so this is the
We
little
don't want to
album.
learn that one anymore.
This is the little album I created using the.
Oh, can I show you the backside? I didn't do as much to the backside, but I could. So there's the front. And the back I just did there. So I could continue decorating it if I wanted to. Or you could do one-sided. It's up
How
to you.
nice when you hang it on your tree though too, right? Because if it
Yeah.
spins or you put it in your window or something,
Yep.
then it's done both sides.
Yep. Yeah, and I even left some natural because it has that white. So that's kind of fun.
And then she could even build up another layer of the rock candy, put some glue along the edge and dip it in or dump it on.
So much more I could do.
So I had chosen, this is the autumn.
Yes! Rhonda, you're totally right. Ornaments would make a great new home or first Christmas gifts.
Even just a tag on the outside of your gift, right?
Right? You could give them a bottle to a hostess
Oh,
gift.
hang it around the bottleneck.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you can get me, Nancy, some caramel Baileys and with a snowflake
With a
around.
snowflake around it. That's what you're asking for Christmas? Sounds good to me.
Okay, so I had chosen this. This was the fall chippy sheet. They're so lightweight, so you just have to know that they're just such a lightweight material. I do recommend when people purchase it too that because it's such a lightweight, it is made out of a balsa wood, so it's a little finicky. So be careful with it. Don't be reefing them out. That's why we say it's important to use a bit of an X-Acto knife. Yes, exactly. To cut them out so you don't break them. But then I find once you emboss them or paint them, you're giving them a little bit more oomph, so they've got some, structure to them, so they don't break as easy. So I thought this fall one would be great to create some little embellishments to add into this album.
look at
some extra
you.
embellishments, right? So I've already created at home when I was thinking about this little owl came out of this Minte chippy sheet, and I had just inked it and then I sprayed it with the new Distress Spritz in the walnut. And
That
then
is gorgeous.
I let it dry, and then I added a little spritz of the fossilized amber. So can you see that sparkle on there?
Yes, it looks so good.
It took me 2 minutes.
Right?
Right?
I gotta love the payoff for a 2-minute craft
I
when
know.
it's that good.
I know. So you could do a whole sheet in different colors, but you know, just as your little embellishment. Add it somewhere. It's lightweight. It doesn't add to the bulk. It's just cute.
Very cute.
So that one, that's all I did. Inked with my blending tool. I'm going to show you how to do that because I've got some leaves here. Sprayed. Gave it some shine.
Do it.
Okay. So I chose I have a leaf here. I already inked it up a bit in green. And let's just do a couple more. If I was an X-Acto knife, I should have been right there. But I'm going to borrow Nancy's.
That's how we roll.
Isn't it? Okay, so I'm just pulling out my little Olfa cutting pad here, and which one do I want to do? Let's do this leaf. Okay, so I'm just using the X-Acto knife. I'm working with the little indentations in the chippies. Okay, and then I should just be able to pop it out. See? Easy peasy. Let's do this.
Lemon squeezy.
Pine cone. And you know, my reading glasses would be super helpful at this point, but yeah, I forgot those. There's
you know.
some more at the back of the store. Pop it out.
Who needs glasses? Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, yes,
Us.
I do too. Yeah. Do you want to play with any of that, or do you have anything left to do there, Nancy? For sure. There's so many elements on there, it's crazy. Okay, that's garbage. Okay, and if you get any little rough bits on it, I just use my scissors and snip that off. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
And my scissors cut through this easy as well. Okay, so this one, I'm going to show you what I did. I just took my blending tool. I have a friend here in the store, and I want to say hi, but hi.
Hi.
Okay, and I know, I have a mess. Let's. Okay, I'm going to add some orange ink to this one. And for today, I'm just using my Distress Oxide inks. You could use whatever you want. This looks like carved pumpkin. If anybody's going to ask, this is the Edna bag from Totally Tiffany. That's how I like to store my inks.
I went away from Edna for a while and came right back.
I love Edna.
I like Edna.
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 Okay, so I'm just picking up some ink with my foam, and I'm just inking my chipboard. How easy is that? You could just leave it like that. Okay, and the ink is still wet. It will absorb into that chippy right away. But if you wanted, you could heat it to speed up the drying process. I'm not too worried about it. The more you add the layers of color, though, of course, the more intense they will get. Maybe I think I'll add, let's do a little bit of brown on there too. Let me use some ground espresso. And I just want a little bit of brown. Ooh, I better do this too. So I'm just going to use a small
Little baby brush.
I'm just going to edge it just a little bit, just here, because I've got some fall. What part of this is brown? The whole thing? Light brown and dark brown, probably.
Yeah.
It's like,
Do it how you want. How about?
whatever, right? There's no rules.
Yeah, right. I've seen in crafts. I'm sure I've seen purple acorns.
So,
Whatever
floats your boat. Like Tim Holt says, you do you. Rules, schmools.
Rules.
Rules, schmools. I'm gonna I was gonna do these green, but we're gonna emboss those, so let's leave it.
Oh.
And yeah, let's do that. Okay. So I also brought, okay, if you like to heat emboss, if you've taken any of my classes, I also love my embossing pens. Now this ink, because it's oxide, it's probably still a little bit wet, but this should still work just fine. I want to add some gold embossing to this. I want to jazz it up. So with my embossing pen, I think I'll just follow the veins a bit.
Man, you're smart.
So I'm just gonna follow the veins with my embossing pen. It's not perfect. Okay, so the embossing pen, of course, is just your watermark ink pad, so hence Versamark ink pad, embossing ink pad. I have some scrap paper. And I wanted to add some gold embossing powder. This is just the gold superfine. Dump it on. It might stick to some more of the chippy than I anticipated because the ink was wet. A little bit wet, but we'll see what happens here. Yeah, I'm getting a nice...
You're getting a coating
I'm
back,
getting a
yeah.
coating, but that's, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take some of that off. Oh, I've got the heat gun out.
Oh, you do?
I'm not going to make it perfect. I'm not going to brush it all off because I really like that spattering of powder. Okay. And hold it with my tweezers because that would be that would burn my fingers.
Yep.
And if you're heat embossing something, you're actually better to hold it, not leave it flat, especially if it's just on your desk. You don't want to burn anything. But when you hold it up, whether it be your chipboard or your cardstock or whatever, you're allowing the air to get through it. So it's going to actually heat a little bit faster versus it just kind of laying down. Okay, so I'm just heat embossing. I'm just using the heated craft tool and voila. Good. So there it is. So it's got distressed oxide ink on it, plus I did some heat embossing with just the gold superfine and my embossing pen. Okay.
I don't use my embossing pen enough. That's a good idea.
Everybody should own one because even if I miss something, I stamp it to heat emboss it with my Versamark pad or my embossing ink pad, and I miss a spot, then I can go back over that spot with just my pen, right? Or if you're, say you're doing, I always use this one as a great example, if you're doing like a gingerbread house and you just want like those icing shingles, you can use your embossing pen to just create that line to get your white embossing powder on. Yeah. Okay, so that's embossed on there.
Megan wants me to be her craft helper. I think everybody needs a craft helper.
Right? Like come hang out at my place and just craft.
You just clean up after me as I go.
So the other thing I brought as well, my embossing dauber. So I am just going to, especially when I have a larger piece, I find using the dauber good because you can just
A little more surface area
dauber,
covered.
dabber, whatever you want to call it.
Dauber, dabber.
Dauber, dabber. I am going to just ink the leaves because I brought 2 shades of my Distress Glaze. So this is one thing I'm going to tell you. That gold superfine is an opaque powder. So it covers everything in behind, right?
Yep.
Makes sense?
Yep.
The Distress Glaze is translucent. So because this is still just chippy color, like light color, I didn't prime it or seal it, it could take a couple coats. It wouldn't be as vibrant as if I were to use just a solid green embossing powder or something, but that's fine. That's all I want this time. I think I'm just going to do it on here quick. So I'm just going to dab this on. Sometimes I just like to give it a little prime. Make sure I can see it coming out. Work with me.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, it's coming.
Oh, good. There we go.
And I got a big loop of it too.
What?
Oh, I squeezed a little hard. Whoops.
That's being on camera for
That's
you.
just being on camera for you. So I'm just cleaning that up. Should be fine. I could always take it out with a paintbrush too. So just dabbing it onto those leaves. I could paint it on too, because I actually think I'm running low. That might be part of the problem here. Okay, so I'm just going to take some out. Or maybe it's clogged. Who knows? Okay, so I'll just, I'm gonna paint that on. Yep. And let's make those leaves green. Green, green. Because why not? What color green should I use, Nancy? I have, what do I have here? Rustic Wilderness or Peeled Paint?
I say peel paint.
Oh, right, Peeled Paint. Okay. We all need somebody to craft with us that just,
Just takes care of this stuff.
yeah, right?
So we could do the crafting part.
Yeah, the fun part.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm just heating it. So that was just with embossing ink. I painted it on just so I had a little more control versus tapping my embossing pad onto it. I'm going to heat that, and then I'm just going to quickly ink the rest of this chippy and then give it a little spray just to show you that too. Do we have any questions about what to do with the chipboard? If you have like I have old chipboard alphabets. I mean, they make the perfect title too. Okay. Take some of that ink off. I'll pick up sure. Whatever. Okay, just gonna ink up. I'm gonna just ink up those really quick.
You've added a lot of dimension to it too.
Right?
By
Just by
changing
adding
your
colors.
colors.
Yeah.
Not that I'm that far, but.
Is this your pile as well?
Yes, okay.
Okay, and then this. Okay, I'm just going to.
When you want something, you want it, right? And your name again, sorry?
Muriel, M-U-R-I-E-L-L-E.
And the
Maybe
last
just a
name?
bit more at the bottom.
Gotcha.
Why not?
Yeah, and this ink, I love it. We can, it's been amazing.
Okay, perfect.
There, it's dry. I'm just going to give it a little heat set quick. Should probably hold it with tweezers because. So it's been heat embossed. I used Distress ink, colored a few different colors on there. Just going to dry it a bit. And then, why not add a little sheer shimmer sparkle spray?
Why not?
Why not?
Totally do it.
I'm gonna give it a little shake because of course all that mocha just kind of sits on the bottom. So this is the same idea as using Wink of Stella or your Lawn Fawn Liquid Stardust. Love this stuff. And this is a craft store, so I'm just gonna spray over the floor because
it's
you
a
wouldn't do
craft
this
store.
at home. Just don't spray over the floor at home.
Probably not. Oh, look at that.
Oh, woohoo! And look at that sparkle.
That is sweet.
So there, I'm just creating my own embellishments to go with my little album. Or a fall page, a trip to the pumpkin patch. So different ways. So like we said again, if you're, whatever you're doing on your cardstock, really you can do on your chipboard. Nancy used paste, ink, paints,
Stencil butters.
stencil butter, like all the things.
Yeah.
You can use it on your chipboards for sure. It's absorbent, it's forgiving, it's easily customizable. You know, just ink up the edges, give it more dimension, all the things. I think that's all I have, but the really pretty sample I have at home, like I said, I'm going to have to post that one, and I will post it so that you can see.
This
I use
one's
the
coming
small
along nice,
moon.
though.
Yeah, this one's coming along nice too. I'm going to finish this one off. I think this would be lovely on the card front with like a sentiment.
Aw,
Hey.
yeah.
Anyways, so it's coming.
So thanks for everybody for joining us today for Chipboard. Do not forget the Dynamic Duo demo deal. It's 25% off. Minte Chippies and Southern Ridge Chipboard today and tomorrow.
25% off, yes, please. Thank you so much. Great demo. Thanks, ladies. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for catching us on the replay. For those of you that missed it live, don't forget to follow us on YouTube.
Yeah, and don't forget to give us your ideas. We're always looking for
Always
ideas.
looking for new ideas.
And
Bye,
we'll see you next
everybody.
soon.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.